Hey, beautiful people! Welcome to another episode of Math for Grown-Ups. And today we're going to talk about multiplication. And I think that this is the place where a lot of people get lost in mathematics. Because most teachers explain multiplication via addition. They say that 3 times 5, come on, times, 3 times 5 equals 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3. Get it? 5 times. This is 5 times. You add the 3 and you get 15. And, honestly, this is the way I taught my kid, and it works, and that's totally fine. However, the problem is what about when you do something like, 37 times 78. Now, nobody does a 37 plus 37 plus 37 plus 37 78 times. So why is done differently? Or if you have something like um, ah, 2/3 times 3/4 or something like that. We don't do 2/3 plus 2/3 plus 2/3, not even a whole time, only 3/4 of a time. Or if you want to do algebra, if you want to do something like x plus 2 times x minus 7, how would we even do x plus 2 plus x plus 2, x minus 7 times? If you don't know what x is, you're kind of sunk. So today I want to talk about the area model of multiplication. Oh, so my thing is, I think a lot of people see this and they think, oh, well, if multiplication is just the same thing as addition, it's just a lot of addition, then I don't need to learn my times tables. I can just do everything with addition. And as I said, the kinds of nothing, when you add nothing, you're adding 0. When you multiply nothing, you're multiplying by 1. I think a lot of people get stuck here. They don't move forward and they don't learn their times tables and all this stuff. The area model of multiplication says that A times B, whatever A and B is the area of an A by B rectangle. Whoa. And that is, now you have to kind of understand areas, but I explained this to some random third graders one time, and they seem to understand. So A times B is the area of a by B rectangle. So for example, 3 times 5 is the area of a 3 by 5 rectangle. Now, two things happen. First of all, if you draw in all the squares, you can see the 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3 with all of these columns, but you can also see how it's 5 plus 5 plus 5, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3 times. And this kind of helps explain why 5 threes is the same thing as 3 fives. In fact, it gives the commutative law of multiplication. We had one for addition, which says that this says that A times B is the same thing as B times A, which means that when you have all multiplication, you can do things in any order. So if someone says, hey, what's 5 times 7 times 8 times 2, you don't have to do 35 and then multiply 35 times 8 and then double that. No, what you could do is you could be like, hey, 8 times 7 is 56, 5 times 2 is 10. So you could kind of rearrange it. You could be like, oh, this is 5 times 2 times 7 times 8, and you can do this is 10 times 56 is 560. This is one of the problems with math, is that people who are comfortable with math know how to do shortcuts and rearrange things and make things crazy easy for themselves, whereas people who are like, oh, 5 times 7 is 35, and 35 times 8 is 40, 24, 28, and you double that times 2, 0, 16, 560. It's so much harder for the people who try to always follow steps and don't have the comfort in rearranging things. Anyway, and the proof is easy. Oh, why am I still in this mode? The proof is that A times B is the area of, an A by B rectangle, and B times A is the area of that exact same thing, just turned on its end. It's just turned. And so, because these are the same rectangle, just looked at from a different angle, that they're the same area. Thus, A times B is the same thing as B times A. So what you need to learn is you need to learn shortcuts and ways how to approximate things and ways how to do things in different ways to make things easier for yourself. But let's do 37 times 78. Okay, watch this. 37 times 78 is the area of a 37 by 78 rectangle. Yeah, okay, and you do see it's 37 plus 37 plus 37 plus 37 78 times, or 78 plus 78, or you break the 78 into 70 and 8. Now, this is not to scale, fine. And you break 37 into 30 and 7. So forget about these for now. Now, I broke the whole rectangle into 4 pieces. 37 times 78 is going to be the area of these 4 pieces put together. Now, 7 times 8 is 56. 8 times 30, this is an 8 by 30 rectangle. That's 240. 7 times 70, this rectangle is 490. And if you want to multiply something like 70 by 30, you do the 7 times the 3, because really 70 times 30 is 7 times 10 times 3 times 10. And you can do the 7 times 10, 21 times 10 times 10, and you get 21 with 2 zeros at the end. Now, the beautiful thing about this is, so 37 times 78, oh, did I give myself enough room, is 56 plus 240 plus 490 plus 2100. And it's 6, 9, and 9 is 18, 3, 7, 8. 2,886, unless I've made a mistake, which happens from time to time. But this is the same thing that they teach kids in school. They say 8 times 7 is 56, the same 56 as this, but they tell you to put the 6 here and save the 5. Okay, so you got the 6 down. 8 times 3 is 24, plus 5 is 29. What is that? 24 plus 5 is 29. We've just added these two things together. And then they say put a 0 down here or keep things under. 7 times 7 is 49. You put the 9 1 over because it's not really 7 times 7. It's 70 times 7, which means it's going to be end in a 0 because it's a number of tens. 7 times 3 is 21 plus 5 is 26. Again, we've added, 7 times 3 is 21 plus 7 times 7 is 49. Put down the 9, carry the 4. 7 times 3 is 21 plus 4 is 25. That's these two things added together, and you get the 6, 18, 8, 2. Now, this method tends to use a little bit less paper, but it's just 7 times 8 is 56. Maybe you save the 5. Maybe you don't save the 5. I just think, I wish they taught this. You can see the picture. You can see all this stuff. What is it? 2/3 times 3/4? Watch this. Now, this is getting a little bit into fractions, which we haven't done. Is the area of, now, to know what 2/3 is, you have to know what 1 is. So you take a 1 by 1 square. 2/3 is what happens when you chop it into 3 equal parts, and you take 2 of them. And 3/4 is when you chop it into 4 pieces, and you take 3 of them. So this rectangle right here is a, it's a 3/4 wide by 2/3 tall rectangle. And what is it? It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pieces of a 1 by 1 hole chopped into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 pieces. So that means that 2/3 times 3/4 is the area of this rectangle. The area is 6/12. Now, of course, you could reduce that to 1/2, but let's not. Let's just see the shortcut. I think I'm going to do this again later, which is that 2/3 times 3/4 is 2 times 3 over 3 times 4. And you can see the 2 times 3. It's 2 by 3 is the shaded in, and you can even see the 3 times 4. It's 3 chopped up by 4 chopped up, which means the whole thing has been chopped up into 12. And then finally, what was it? X plus 2 times x minus 7. It's the area of an x plus 2 by x minus 7 rectangle. How on earth do we do this? Well, chop x plus 2 into x and 2, so the combined length is x plus 2. And x minus 7, a little bit weird. You have to be comfortable with negative numbers, x and negative 7. And what's the area of this? Negative 7 times 2 is negative 14. Negative 7 times x is negative 7x. X times 2 is 2x. And x times x is x squared. And so the area is x plus 2 times x minus 7 is x squared plus, well, I can add negative 7x and 2x and get minus 5x minus 14, which most people would just write without the plus. But sorry for making a pretty long video, but I'm very excited about this. I used to corner people in parties and tell them about the area model of multiplication. So many people I've shown this to, and they say, why wasn't I shown this in grade school? It makes multiplication make sense. So that's enough for today. Enjoy the rest of your day.